Hello everybody, my name is Chris and welcome to a brand new movie review. This one is for Beau Is Afraid. And I'm still processing this movie because this movie was insane. Now, this is the third Ari Aster picture written and directed by him. And here we follow a man named Beau, played by Joaquin Phoenix, who, yes, is very much afraid of anything and everything. He's extremely paranoid, has anxiety, but kind of worse of some deep, dark, twisted mommy issues. And throughout the course of a 3-hour runtime, you will see Beau attempt to go visit his mother. That's pretty much what I can say without giving any spoilers away. Look, when it comes to Ari Aster, I found him to be a talented filmmaker. I might not love everything he puts on screen, but I respect him, and you cannot deny the level of talent he has. Now, and his unique approach to things. Now, I didn't like Hereditary when it came out, and then after several months later we watched that film and enjoyed it a bit more and had a bigger appreciation of it. Next, I watched Midsummer, and walking out the movie, I love it. I was happy with it and I was very intrigued by it. So, of course, with Beau Is Afraid, I was very curious to see what Ari Aster had up his sleeve in this one. And let me tell you, this has to be one of the most divisive time I have walking out of a theater after watching the movie, because this movie is divisive. I mean, there's a lot of good in here, but there's also so much weird and bad that I'm like, did I like this? Did I hate it? I know I didn't love it, but we'll love it someday. So that's pretty much where I am with Beau Is Afraid. And let me get into the things that I absolutely love about this movie. Starting with Joaquin Phoenix. If there is anyone who is A-list status of performance, is Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, he always find a way to blend himself into the role. And with Beau as this super paranoia anxiety being, I found myself enjoying him. He was very easy to follow and root for. There was a lot of times I was feeling bad for him and going to this existential crisis throughout the movie. I wanted to see some sort of a happy ending for him, or at least one or two positive things to happen to him. Let me tell you, the cinematography of this movie blew me away. That's one of the things about Ari Aster's films. Although they might look differently, they are always gorgeous to look at. The use of the lighting, the colors. Ari Aster gets a lot to play with in here. There's certain sections in the movie, in the middle of the movie, where there's just kind of a put in this real life play, and there's a mix of like animation and stage work, and all of it is great, and everything is also elevated by the sound of this movie. Love the sound design and the production design, very gorgeous. Now, even I say, like, in the first hour and 20 minutes, yeah, weird stuff is happening and the story might be all over the place, but I was enjoying myself with this movie. And if the movie has stayed with that pace of 1 hour and 20 minutes, Uh, where you're just in this exaggerated world, kind of viewing things through Beau's perspective, where if there's a crazy man down the street and you see him as a wild dude holding a knife waiting to stab you, you get closer to him. It's pretty chaotic and miserable world, and it makes you feel bad for Beau, and it made me really intrigued to see the journey he will go on once he steps out of his comfort zone and try to get to his mother. But one we hit like a halfway point in this movie, and this halfway point the film starts losing me at minute after minute until like how many minutes do we have left in this movie. And this is not even a situation where I'm like, oh, it's such a confusing story or things are sort of all over the place and you're not going to understand it. No, I feel like I pretty much understand what Ari Aster is doing here and what he's going to. Is a man with mommy issues, the exploration of paranoia, anxiety throughout the Beau's perspective. And you see that highlight here, and there's obviously underlying things going on here, stuff dealing with guilt, childhood trauma, and things that make us the way we are today. And this strange cocktail of a story gets frustrating because it feels like sometimes Ari Aster throws you a bomb and lets you clearly know what's on here, like what's real and what isn't, and then like a dozen other random things that feel like they have no purpose in the movie other than just being weird. There's some things that I can point out and go, okay, so what this character did and what happened here, that's clearly a metaphor of Beau's interpretation of this. But there are so many other weird aspects that just leaves you with a migraine trying to go on. And what could that possibly be? And what did that mean? And maybe it's just there to be there. Maybe not everything has a purpose, and that's fine. But this is not a, if you're looking for a coherent narrative, or this is not a. And also I'm sure there's going to be people they enjoy this and find this a Ari Aster's masterpiece, if you may so, because I found myself already having the after effects. The most angry I was with this movie is the minute it was over. After that, I was thinking like, man, what did that even mean? And I like this, but I didn't like that, and just thinking a lot about this film since I saw it, because once you get to the ending, there are a couple of twists and turns have been revealed to you, which, yeah, there's some decent twists and turns here. It makes you go back to some of the early things you were watching, things in the background, little moments that now make a little bit more sense. There's an appreciation and starting to grow for this movie. There's things I'm starting to like about it, and it's even to the point that I'm curious to want to see it a second times, but to see everything that I learned by the end and where the story is headed, and makes a more of an appreciation of the things I saw early in the movie, mostly in the background. But I don't know if I really want to see to this movie again, and especially after that runtime. It's that strange feeling to have with this movie, but that's kind of like the beautiful aspect of cinema, because a movie that you hate the first time you're watching, and then like hours later, days later, maybe months, years, you look back fondly, and like that was interesting and that was a cool concept, and you like pop it once more and you like it. That could easily happen to me with Beau Is Afraid. I could wake up a couple of years from now and decide to put it on and like, whoa, this is cool, because there's definitely a lot of interesting things happening in the background, open for discussion, because I have seen movie debates about this back and forth of what some people interpret certain things, and that to me is very fun. But I think it also goes to show you how niche of a movie this is, because this film was made for Ari Aster. He called this his most proud work, and that's amazing for him. But for now, it just really wasn't for me, and it's not even a film that I can recommend anybody to go see. But even with my hesitation to recommend it to you, there's still a part of me like wants to introduce this movie to you and show it to you, because it might hit a chord with you in a way they didn't with me. And it's not maybe it's a movie that you shall watch at some point, because the performance, I love the Joaquin and those excellent supporting cast here, the production design, the sound, cinematography. There's some great stuff in here, and let me tell you, this is not a horror film. You can see some elements here, but of course there's violence, there is blood, some weird nudity, but this is more like a dark comedy. I found a lot of things funny about this movie, but some things intentionally, others not intentionally. But I think it's just a difficult movie, and like it's not a movie like, yeah, that is garbage, because no, there's some amazing work in this film. But the things that I like and enjoy about this movie, it's not like a lot of things that like to the point that I love the film. So like you can see, it's very mixed for me. But I feel that this is Ari Aster's most uncomfortable film, and not a movie that you shall go watch to the theater to watch it. Especially, I think casual fans, people will have maybe a difficult time watching this movie. I think the cinephiles and other people will find maybe will get more of an appreciation of what Ari Aster is doing here, and especially the 3-hour runtime, because I really felt that runtime. But this is a movie that I think you shall watch at some point. Maybe you should watch it now in the theater, or maybe you should wait and watch it in digital or streaming. But yes, it's a movie that at some point you shall definitely watch. So that's my review for Beau Is Afraid. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.